Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Film Frat Podcast, episode 10.
10, yes,
double
sir.
digits. Today we have a very special guest. You've heard her in the background on the podcast, correcting us, making sure she keeps us in line.
Absolutely.
She is Crochet Queen, and she just loves movies. Anytime you hear me telling a story about going to the movie, she's right by my side. It's McKenzie K in the building.
Thank you. I'm the +1.
+1 for this very exciting episode of Film Frat Podcast.
What about me?
Oh, Alex,
Bro.
as always. As always. It's a party here today. We got
sir.
Alex, McKenzie, Carter, Munchies,
Shout
myself.
out to everybody. Yes, sir.
It's going to be a good one.
Myself.
All right, so what we got going on? For a very special episode 10.
Yes, dude.
What are we doing right now?
Dude, we're going to start off episode 10 with a little game between you two. We're going to pull up. I've made a good, solid list of 2023 movies this year.
Okay, word.
And we're going to go mano y mano, movie versus movie.
Yup.
Rotten Tomato scores. Who had the higher or lower tomato score?
I'm a little nervous. Now, before we start, let's preface. You had an issue because you're thinking Rotten Tomato scores are sometimes kind of weird, right? To like judge off of.
Yeah, they're hard because I don't know what they're looking for with the
That's
tomato
true.
scores.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're like so low for some reason, and then the audience scores are so high.
Is there any movie that you guys can think of where you're like, I love this movie and it doesn't have a good Rotten Tomato score?
Mario.
Mario? Super
Yeah.
Mario Bros. From this movie?
Yeah, I liked that one.
I like that one too. I thought it was a solid movie. What was it? What was the score around?
I think it was like 50 or something, and then the audience score was like 80.
Okay. So we're going just solely based on Rotten Tomato score.
Rotten Tomato
It was
score.
like in the 50s, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
My personal example this has actually shifted my mindset on Rotten Tomatoes ever since I saw the score was for Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Which is out of
yeah.
what?
It has about a 30% on Rotten Tomato, and I think that is a classic movie.
It is a
I think
classic.
that is a
Pretty good
solid
one.
movie. So that ever since then, I've always been, wishy-washy with the scores, but there are a lot of people go to them when it comes to whether they want to see a movie or not.
That is true.
So
Okay.
So let's see what we got here.
Let's get into this.
Let's get into it. Right. So how it works, I'm going to bring up two names, two movies, and they're going to write down what movie they think had the higher Rotten Tomato score.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. We're going to start it off with a very good matchup.
Okay.
Like, I'm pretty excited about this matchup
Okay.
because we got two heavy hitter animations from this year.
Okay.
Oh.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Ooh, okay.
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Ooh,
Mutant
that's
Mayhem.
perfect.
Oh
That's
my
actually a really
gosh,
good one.
That's so hard.
Tough one.
Okay. So
Who had the better Rotten
where's my-
Tomato score?
Crap.
Spider-Man came out earlier this year, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out a little later. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles says that they did take, like we mentioned in other podcasts.
they drew inspiration from like the animation and stuff and
Exactly.
the style. Okay.
So-
I already have mine.
Okay.
I already have mine.
Okay, Alex
I put
got
mine
his locked
down.
in. You guys got them locked in?
Yeah.
All right, should we do a 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
All right,
And we reveal.
you guys, 3, 2, 1.
Reveal.
We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for McKenzie.
Really? You
and we
think
got
so?
Spider-Man
Well, I
for
feel
Alex.
like people
Oh,
were
no.
really mad that it was like a part 1, part 2.
You think that okay? So you're saying that itself is going to drop it below Teenage Mutant?
I don't
I
know.
disagree.
I feel like because there was no closure and
Yeah.
people didn't know that going into the movie.
Really?
It might affect it.
Okay.
But-
Valid.
I didn't know that
also-
going into it.
But
Oh,
that
really?
could just
Yeah,
be like
no.
the audience score thing that I'm thinking of. I don't know what they look for with
Okay,
Rotten
okay,
Tomatoes.
okay.
Valid.
What are they looking for?
I
Valid,
think you guys
valid.
are going to be pretty interested with this one. So,
I'm nervous, bro.
It's split.
it's
Yeah,
a
it is.
split
Who
1-1.
takes it?
Who took it? So, the winner with the higher Rotten Tomato score by 1%
No.
Oh.
No way.
is Teenage Mutant
No,
Ninja Turtles
actually-
Mutant Mayhem.
That's
And
crazy.
it's because of my reason.
That's
I'm just
actually-
kidding.
1%.
There's no way that movie is objectively better than Spider-Man.
I don't know, man.
There's
I
no
don't-
way.
I love Spider-Man.
I like
and I
Spider-Man.
do like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But
Right.
I saw Spider-Man like 3 times. In
That's
the
what I'm
theater.
saying. And Andrew Garfield himself said that Spider-Man was a cinematic masterpiece.
I have to agree. I liked Spider-Man better too.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just
for
felt
sure.
different. I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I loved that movie too, and it was more complete, I guess, because you were saying part 1, part 2, but I don't know. The Across the Spider-Verse was just so different.
It was.
Yeah. So 96 for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 95 for Spider-Man. But
okay, go ahead.
4% higher audience score on Spider-Man.
Okay, I see. See, but that's the opposite of what you were saying, though.
Well, I was kind of, I don't know. I just kind of thought I heard a lot more people complaining about Spider-Man.
Yeah, there were. Yeah, there were for sure a bunch of complaints.
I really liked it, but then my brother didn't because of that reason.
See, I knew it was going to be a 2-parter, so I went into it knowing how.
Oh yeah.
However,
I didn't know.
Yeah, but like watching the movie itself, it didn't seem like it was going to end. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm like, oh, they're gonna still keep going. It was already like 2 hours in. I was like, this is crazy.
That's true. Yeah, because once it got to that point where you thought it was gonna hit that third act, you're like, oh snap, the third act's just about to
start. Yeah,
but then it cut, because like when it got cut off to be continued, I was like, wait, what?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but dude, it's such a good movie.
Okay,
Really
I'm curious to know why it's 1% higher.
I know, like,
1%.
That's crazy. There's like, I don't know.
For the Rotten Tomatoes, do they break it down like why they?
I think you can like go through the reviews. Like it shows like 381 reviews for Spider-Man and 245 reviews for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I think you can like
see.
Go
okay,
through
but.
them, but
statistically speaking, then that means there were more reviews for Spider-Man, so maybe more people had negative thoughts. So less. Yeah. Okay.
It's very like objective with Rotten Tomatoes. Obviously, you just see the score, but there's more behind.
Yeah. But I disagree still. But okay.
As of right now, on the website, I
disagree, but
I do too.
Went with Teenage.
I thought it was really interesting. That matchup was really interesting.
Not to say that Turtles was bad. That was a really good movie too.
Yeah, I liked that one.
I really did like that one, but. Yeah, I was surprised by that one. I was because Spider-Man was just everyone was talking about that.
You're
1-0. Yep, 1 McKenzie, 0 Alex. You guys ready for round 2?
Yes.
Let's go ahead.
Okay, this one is an interesting matchup to me.
Okay.
So we got Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Okay.
Versus Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I feel like.
This is interesting because I feel like there was a good review. Like everyone really liked Puss in Boots this year. I feel like it got slept on a little bit. Honestly, we saw it and I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really solid animation.
I really want just a movie where they're going through each of the train cars just the whole time.
In Mission Impossible, yeah, that scene was ridiculous, and I think the action is so good in those.
Train, that would be so fun.
Yeah,
I'm still shocked at how old he is, Tom Cruise.
Dude,
like I just can't, and he's doing still his own stunts.
Yes.
That's insane. Good for him though. Props for him. Yes. I want to know what his workout routine is. I want to know what his diet looks like.
Yeah, what kind of supplements is this guy taking?
He's in Scientology.
That is true.
They drink blood in there. No, just kidding.
All right. So you guys got your answers?
Yes.
All right. 3.
I feel like it's not right though, based off of everything you're saying. But
okay. 3, 2, 1. We got Puss in Boots for McKenzie, and we got Puss in Boots for Alex. Same answer.
Were we right?
The correct answer was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 by 1%.
Here's
what is the score?
Yeah, seriously.
We got 96 for Mission Impossible.
It got a 96.
That's high.
See, I heard, especially from you guys, I heard that it was like mediocre. Like it wasn't anything crazy. The stunts were cool, sure, it looked good, but like
I do like those movies. It's a solid movie. I don't know, 96 is high though, especially for a part 1 of a movie. That's kind of, but and Puss in Boots, like for animation, like it was a really good anime.
Yeah.
But 96 for Mission Impossible, 95 for Puss in Boots, and they actually both got the same audience score. Of 94.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Dang.
Some close matchups on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not making it easy on you guys.
I almost put Dead Reckoning because of the way you were talking. But I was like, no, Puss in Boots was so good.
And
I didn't watch Mission Impossible.
To take this, and we mentioned the amount of reviews on the last one. There was significantly more reviews for Mission Impossible than Puss in Boots.
It's saturated. See, I think this is BS. I'm just saying.
That is the case, but we move on to the next round. Still 1-0 McKenzie. The matchup for this next one is a huge heavy hitter horror in Talk to Me.
Oh, okay.
Versus the well-known Barbie movie.
Oh.
Barbie versus Talk to Me.
And this is
I okay.
Like I wanted to do 2 that were in very different genres.
Yeah, that is a very different genre.
I heard... I didn't watch any of these. Did I watch any movies this year?
You didn't watch Talk to Me?
No, you saw the first 2 at least.
Yeah, I did.
And I think some coming up.
But the thing is, I've heard really good things about both of them. And like you said, completely different genres. So I'm actually curious to see genres. Okay, here, let me. Damn, this is tough. You already got yours locked in?
Yeah, I just because I've seen both of them, so I feel like I do have the upper hand in this.
Okay.
I'm cheating.
No. This is if we come down to a tiebreaker.
Okay,
I can definitely come up with one on the spot.
Okay. I got mine locked in.
Okay.
I got mine locked in.
All right. Let's see our answers in 3, 2, 1. We got Talk to Me and Talk to Me.
Crazy.
And you guys would be correct.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
Sick.
Talk to Me got a really high score. For a horror movie, it's really high of 94%.
Yep.
Usually horror movies I don't think usually get super great Rotten Tomatoes score.
As of recently?
It's really
I
good,
think so.
though.
And Talk to Me got a solid score. 82% audience score.
Okay, sick.
For Talk to Me. And then 88% Rotten Tomatoes score for Barbie. 83% audience score.
Okay.
So
okay,
yeah. That wasn't. I was wondering. I honestly thought you guys were gonna pick Barbie on that one.
All right, but which one are you?
Oh, really?
Which one are you
no,
rewatching?
I knew.
Rewatching,
like realistically.
Talk to Me
okay,
for sure.
Okay, sick.
Yeah, I feel like I liked the Barbie movie. Like I thought it looked really cool, and I liked parts of it, but I feel like it tried to do too much.
Yeah,
all in in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah,
they probably should have made it longer.
It was kind of short. It was like less than 2 hours long, which is like thinking back on that movie, there was a lot that happened in that movie for it being less than 2 hours long.
Yeah, so like I feel like I forget some of the stuff that happened because there was just so much happening in it.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I did
Crazy.
like there are definitely some scenes that are still memorable and very funny and I like, but I like Talk to Me a lot. I watch
Talk to Me.
Again.
See, it seems like as of right now, the way everyone's speaking of Barbie, it might turn into a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I think
the way
so,
everyone's like talking about it, the way it's still like talked about, and
I think so too. Just because it was like, I don't think it's anything what people expected a Barbie movie to be.
Yeah.
And is it like something? It hasn't really been done before, right? The way they presented the message and
no, I don't feel like.
I don't think so.
Especially like to do that through a Barbie movie.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like studios would usually like shy away from doing something like that, especially with like such a big name. But I gotta give them credit for like the risk, I think, in what they did, because I thought it was a good movie. Like, it wasn't as cookie cutter of a movie as I thought it was going to be. It was actually like a really well made movie. Sure. But I do think Talk to Me has a little bit more rewatchability to me.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta watch both of them actually.
So interesting matchup.
Yeah.
I actually am surprised you guys picked Talk to Me.
Really?
Yeah. For some reason, just because horror movies don't usually get great Rotten Tomatoes score. But I am glad you guys picked Talk to Me.
All right. Sick.
All right, so this is going to be our matchup of the uncertified fresh. These are the only two movies on our list that are not certified fresh on the list.
What does that mean?
Which means I think certified fresh is an 80% or higher.
Oh, so they did not good.
Not as well.
Oh, they're a little stale.
Yeah, a little bit. Don't eat these tomatoes.
Moldy.
So this matchup is going to be Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Oh my gosh.
Versus Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Okay.
Now, what has a higher score?
Which one has a higher score?
So I didn't watch Indiana Jones, but based on your guys' conversation, you know, it was all right.
It was all right.
I fell asleep during Transformers.
Yeah.
Start the ending at least. Not because it was trash, but because I was tired that day.
Yeah. No.
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
But you made it seem like they had very similar arcs. Like the stories were kind of parallel in terms of what was going on.
Dude. Yes. Actually, like so similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Like half a key. Where they had half a key, they needed to find another half of the key. That was basically the storyline of both these movies. And then they're getting chased by bad guys that are also looking for that half of the key.
I just really, like, I liked Indiana Jones all right, but I did not like the Transformers movie. There was not one scene, and I think you had said this, right, where you couldn't even see them transform.
Yeah,
that
that's
did
exactly
make
what we're
me
talking about.
really mad.
I know. It's like, what are we seeing a Transformers movie
Isn't
for?
this Transformers?
Yeah, but
why are we following these humans around? Like,
That's all. I mean, you didn't like the reveal at the end, though?
in this little hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. A lot of it was unbelievable. And I mean, it's a Transformers movie, but the Shia LaBeouf movies are so good.
They were, those were good.
Even the third one, which people like crap on a lot.
That's
that one's better than.
He was still in the third one, right?
Came out.
Was it the fourth one? Or was that a completely entirely separate story with Mark Wahlberg?
I think
stepping in.
I don't.
That's like after Shia LaBeouf.
But it's still canon to the same universe. I don't remember.
Yeah, so
I didn't see those ones.
Oh, you didn't?
The fifth one, I think. I think it's like Night or something like that.
Yeah.
The Transformer Night thing. They like go to some person's house and they have a picture of Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, so it's the same universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Well, this one's still connected to the Bumblebee movie that came out like 3-4 years ago. Remember where he was the Volkswagen Bug?
So that's a new canon, right?
This is new, different canon universe.
Okay, because this is like, you can feel that, like you were saying. Like, I feel like the Shia LaBeouf ones are a little more set in reality. Like they feel more real.
They do.
Yeah.
They
and
do.
This last one felt pretty cartoony.
Yeah,
we talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
And now it's connected to G.I. Joe, which is something I was like, I was not expecting at all. I was like,
I was expecting some Transformers reveal at the end. Instead, they just introduced a whole nother, IP.
It's all because Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
That's where it all went wrong.
That's where it all went wrong.
Man, butterfly
That's
effect.
where it all went wrong.
Okay, so I got mine locked in.
I got mine too.
Okay, all right. Locked in answers.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. We got Indiana Jones and we got Transformers. Okay, so the correct answer is actually gonna be Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
I'm down 2-0. I'm down to
actually, that's 3-1. 3-1.
Technically, yes. 3? Technically, yeah, because we got the same one last time.
Oh wait, what one was that?
I'm gonna count correct answers. Correct answers. So 3-1, right?
Yes.
Dang, I didn't know I had 3.
McKenzie got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
She got
to Me and Indy.
She got Talk to Me and this latest one, and you got Talk to Me.
All right, third quarter. I'm gonna bring it back. Third quarter.
All right, so I only have one more on the list, but I think I want to make one up after this last one. Sick. I think. But I really like this. Actually, this last one,
good matchup,
is really interesting, and we're gonna do this one a little differently. I think. Okay. Here's the movies. 2, well acclaimed directors here, high in the industry. We got Killers of the Flower Moon by Martin Scorsese, and we got Oppenheimer from Christopher Nolan.
Yes, sir. Okay. Sick.
So the case of these two movies is that they actually have the exact same Rotten Tomatoes score of 93%.
Ooh, okay.
So I am going to ask you guys which one had the higher audience score.
Oh, I like this. This is good, bro. This is good. I like this.
Between Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. Did you guys both see both these movies?
I did.
I didn't see Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah, we didn't see Oppenheimer.
Okay. I did watch both. Both were extremely long. If you were to watch them back to back, bro, it's like driving from here to like San Diego or further.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's weird to think about.
So it's like over 6.5, 7 hours both combined, which is...
Let me look up Killers of the Flower Moon.
It was like 3.5, I'm pretty sure. 320, around there. And then Oppenheimer was, I'm pretty sure, around the same, like 320, 330.
326 for Killers of the Flower Moon, and Oppenheimer was 3 hours exactly. So,
okay. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And Josh Peck is the one that pressed the
button.
And
he's the one who pressed the
button.
He's the
button pusher.
I loved your reaction, bro. When I told you that was hilarious.
I couldn't believe that.
Megan.
I could not believe that Christopher Nolan picked him to be the button pusher. But
Megan's like, press this button, Josh.
Just do it. Just push it, Josh. Just push it, Josh.
See what it does.
I dare you.
Okay, I'm gonna lock this one
in. Okay. You guys got your answers locked in?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Should we do this one is worth 2 points? The
yes.
last one?
Yes. Please.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring this one back.
2 points for this last one. And then if we need to, we'll go tiebreaker. All right. Reveals in 3, 2, 1.
Ba-boom.
We got Killers of the Flower Moon for McKenzie and Oppenheimer for Alex.
And you did watch Killers of the Flower Moon?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
So the correct answer is Oppenheimer.
Yes!
Oh,
so we got the tie that we wanted. We were looking for.
That's right. I told you third quarter. I'm bringing this back.
Comeback of the century right here.
Okay.
Dang,
so I'm gonna pull 2 movies up here.
We're in overtime right now.
Kind of slow.
All right, so for this tiebreaker round, we're gonna have Antman and the Wasp: Quantumania versus Five Nights at Freddy's. Antman and the Wasp got a 46% Rotten Tomato score, while Five Nights at Freddy's came in at a 31% Rotten Tomato score. So I'm gonna have you guys guess which one got the higher audience score between the two?
Audience score is so hard. I never know what they're thinking.
I don't know. I never know which to agree with.
Okay, I have mine locked in for audience score.
Okay.
I'll say the same. Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got Five Nights at Freddy's against Antman now.
Okay.
So the higher audience score is actually
Come on.
Five Nights at Freddy's with 5% more at 87%
Give me that.
audience score.
Yeah.
What?
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
The Five Nights at Freddy's fans are insane, bro. Like
Yeah,
the
they are.
lore is super deep.
No, I know.
So this movie's been in production and it's been in and out of different studios. You know, studios have dropped it, picked it up. So everyone's been anticipating this since like 2013. Which is why people love it so much. It's like they finally get to see their favorite bear or whatever. Yeah. Not that I'm a fan. No, I'm just kidding. I do like
I'm
the lore
not
too.
one of those.
I'm not one of those guys. Nah, but
Yes,
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah, that's got to be
objectively
why,
though, it was kind of trash for a horror film.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
I'm surprised by that because that's a pretty high audience score.
Yeah, that is a really high audience score.
Yeah.
Very
Alright.
interesting game though. Very interesting game of higher or lower Rotten Tomatoes
Good
score.
game.
Okay, let's get into this, bro. The bear.
Yes.
Okay. I came across a clip on TikTok. It's something I haven't even gotten to. It's a crazy scene there at a dinner table and it gets hectic, right? It's got it's just I haven't gotten there yet. But the bear,
But that's what made you want to watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wanted to watch it because of this clip, and I like Jeremy Allen White. I liked him from Shameless, and I don't think I've seen any other like projects of his. I don't know.
No, I haven't seen him in a ton of stuff. Mainly just Shameless is what I know him from too.
Yeah, he was always like super smart and smoking cigs. And I thought this dude's dope.
He was
bro.
a cool guy. He was cool
sick.
guy. Yeah.
And I like his demeanor. He kind of has a similar demeanor in this show.
Yeah.
Kind of like how do you even explain it?
I don't know, it kind of gives no F's kind of
pretty much
kind of thing.
He's just chill, bro, doing his thing.
Yeah,
and I like that, bro. So I like him as an actor and the way he plays his character. But
a little more anxiety ridden in the bear, however,
bro,
I would say.
So I was super confused. The very first opening of the first episode, it's him walking up to a cage and he opens and a bear comes out. Yeah, I'm like, what is that about?
I know. I don't know if I still know.
I don't really.
I don't know if I know. They haven't really explained that at all, right, McKenzie? They haven't explained why. Yeah, there's not. Yeah. So, yeah. It is an interesting way to open it up. It confused me
for sure. However, I do know that his last name is Bear Onzo or something like that. So it's a play on of the word. That's why they call the restaurant the Bear. So Carmi. Right, that's his name. That's Jeremy Allen White's character's name, Carmen, and his brother Michael. You know, they had a good relationship growing up, and they had plans and a vision to open up their own restaurant and name it the Bear, which is something you find out later on. But this show, as you were saying, bro, like anxiety ridden, makes you feel like so much tension.
It just makes you never want to get into the restaurant industry.
Dude, bro. And okay, tell me this though. Why is it that anything you watch related to chef or any restaurant industry, like movie show, is always the same kind of message? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's just like hectic and just like movement all around.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
The time. Yeah, it seems like there just has to be like communication all the time, like at all times, and if the team doesn't work, then but the Bear, I mean, they took it to like a whole new step of what I thought being in the restaurant industry could be.
Have you ever worked in the restaurant industry?
I lasted about 2 months, or 3 months at Cane's.
That is a Michelin star restaurant, bro.
Yeah. So that great. One was. That was a lot of work. I mean, making chicken, cleaning the greasers and stuff. I got in like come home with grease burns all over my arms all the time. Just like it was not fun. It was probably my least favorite job. Honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What about you? You've been in the industry?
Yeah. So I worked at like a local restaurant downtown Flagstaff. And it was hectic actually. I loved the lady who owned it. Super nice lady. She was super cool. Helped me out with a lot of things. But when it came down to being a chef, super similar to what we see in the show, and it was hectic. Yeah. So
it's just like you're on your feet all the time. I remember I was making the chicken sometimes, and it was just like constantly just like my back was hurting. It was just like
it's a lot of labor.
Like, this is a lot of work, and I'm not even eating this food.
For sure. But what is the best part of this show in your opinion?
I think it's the way that they build and break relationships.
Yeah.
The you have like so many characters that you know, you can have characters that kind of get lost in the sauce, I guess, kind of like they're just like background characters that you don't really think about. But I feel like every character in here plays like some kind of role in someone else's story, or
Facts.
You know, it kind of all just like the storylines really intertwine well to make a really cohesive kind of like family between all these people,
for sure.
And I just think I think the writing's just, they do a really good job with the writing in that show.
They do. And I like how every episode's kind of like a new day, right, in the restaurant. And you see progressively, like, they become closer as a family, but also things get worse, like tension-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I want to refer, because we were talking about this off camera, but, like, so far, there's the second to last episode of the season 1, right? And everything hits the fan. So basically, Sydney, which is like Carmen's sous chef, kind of like right-hand person, has a bright idea of making an iPad for like pre-orders for customers to be able to order online and have it ready for the next day. However, she forgot to take off like the pre-order option. So it was overnight. People were sending orders. So the second the restaurant opened, or at least the tablet opened, all these tickets start coming out. Yeah. All these tickets. And then little by little, you saw the tensions rise and it just blew up.
Yeah. It almost makes me like sweat thinking about that scene.
Yeah, exactly. And I was sitting there like anxious, bro, by myself. Like, what, dude? It was crazy.
Oh, they do such a good job of like showing anxiety in that show too. Like just with like quick cuts.
Yeah.
And just the editing in that show is really good too. Just like building those kinds of feelings.
That's a good point.
And like you were saying, the tickets are coming out, and I kind of think it has a shot of her just like looking at all this chaos going around, and she looks at all those tickets coming out, and she's just like, she just has to get out of there for a second, like she just can't be around there right now, and it's just like, I felt that like watching it for sure. So it's
absolutely. There's a point where towards the end of the episode, he like throws a pen because Sydney walks out. Okay, she walks out, but she says she quits, so she walks out. Carmi throws his pen. He looks down. There's like some food on the ground. He kneels down and starts eating food off the ground because he lost his mind. Yes. And he just chuckles and laughs. And then he gets up and he punches the ticket machine.
Oh man,
that was crazy. You want to add something?
Well, it was the donut, because remember the guy was like perfecting it,
Marcus.
And he like blew up on Marcus, and Marcus was like, "I'm done."
Yeah,
that's right.
And he like ripped it apart, and then he
tried the donut,
and he was like.
And it was
like,
really good. He was like,
good.
He was like, it's really good.
You're right.
Yeah. It's really weird to watch Carmi through that show because he's just like a unique situation for him. I mean, he didn't necessarily want this restaurant.
Yeah.
He adopted it from his brother Michael, and I mean, Carmi was like a top chef wherever he was, like top chef,
which is crazy.
Yeah. So for him to go from that to like kind of like having to be the head of a restaurant and like just like do everything himself. Yeah. I mean, it really puts it into like he needs to challenge himself, but you can see that he almost doesn't want to take on the burden of all of it.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
So analyzing Carmi, right? I'm thinking about it this way. So he lost his brother Michael or Mikey, right? You know, he passed away. So he had like this resentment towards his brother because growing up they bonded because of food, and he says that himself. He goes to like these AA kind of meetings, right? You know, for alcohol like abusers, and he's talking about like growing up, my brother and I, we connected because of food. But the issue was that his brother never let him, like Michael never let Carmi work with him. Yeah, and because of that, that's where Carmi got the drive. He was like, watch this. So he went to work at literally the best restaurants in the world, which is totally valid. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have that resentment because you want your brother to like be proud of you, at least some kind of confirmation, like, yeah, I see you, I hear you, which is what he was lacking. So now coming into this restaurant that, you know, he kind of adopted, he's confused, like, why did he give it to me in his will if he didn't even want me to work
right here?
You know what I'm saying? Which is something I'm still confused about a little bit.
Yeah, it is it's a weird situation for him to be in. He just doesn't like. It's almost like, what does he think of Michael, kind of thing? Like why didn't he want me to work with him? But then he's gonna like make me take the whole burden of running this restaurant. But as the show goes on and you see the flashbacks always kind of just add that like right touch that you need at the right moment. Oh my God, yeah. They have like the best flashbacks in that show. For sure. That I think just add just subtle little, you know, underlying things that you need to know to like really get to know a character better.
Oh yeah. Do you mind if I give an example?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's an episode where there's a flashback. It's between Richie, which is their cousin, right? But they're not related by blood. They're just homies, like really good friends. So it's Richie, it's Carmi, and it's Mikey. And the sister. What's her name? What's the sister's name? Do you remember?
Ooh,
McKenzie?
I don't remember her name.
So it's the scene where they're in the kitchen just making a Sunday dinner. You know, everyone's getting ready to whatever eat, and Richie's telling a story alongside Michael where they were like recalling a moment where they're like super drunk at a bar and something's going on and like it's super fun and chaotic because they get into trouble, but it cuts to real time Richie telling the same story to a girl he's on a date with. Yeah. So that flip, I'm like, okay, so they use the flashback to incorporate like kind of the backstory and that like the emotion, but then it cuts to Richie telling it to a girl on a date. Yeah. So that just shows to me that Richie still like has love for Michael and he still can't get over it, but he's still trying to impress his girl, like, because he's super excited about the story.
Yeah. And I remember that scene. She wasn't really feeling it. Yeah.
She's like, you were at a bar at like 6, 7 a.m. And he's like, that's not the point.
Yeah.
Like his face at least.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah. So it's like him reminiscing over his homie who passed away, and like I'm sure this girl didn't know that. I'm sure he didn't say like, oh, by the way, like my cousin's dead, but like just stuff like that, small little details like that. So I love how it shows like the emotion and how much it just reinforces the fact that they had that love, you know.
Oh yeah, do such a good job, season 1 and season 2,
which I'm not done with. I'm not done.
Season 2 does a really. Season 2, you're through it a little bit right now.
I'm at a point where Marcus goes out of the country to go train with, I forgot his name, but it's the dude who plays Adam Warlock, I believe.
Will Poulter.
Yes, exactly. Thank
Poulter.
You. Yeah, and he does a good job too.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because these actors, like the characters they're playing, aren't like these super crazy interesting guys. It's just like their personal stories are so interesting as to how they got to this place, you know?
Yeah. I remember with him, it's kind of like almost like an anime character with Will Poulter, how he's just like teaching him how to like make the desserts, and at the same time he's giving him like backstory and stuff.
Exactly.
Like so, but you don't know anything about this guy except for his little backstories that he's given, but it adds so much. And season 2 took it in a direction that I didn't really expect it to take, because I kind of thought we were gonna stay in the restaurant, but instead they sent like everyone to different locations to learn, and that way you really get to see like these, you know, characters that you didn't get the most backstory for in season 1. You really get to see them in their element. Yeah. You know, in these different locations, like on their own actually too.
Oh no, yeah, and I agree with you. And I think that's what's so special about this season 2 is just the character arcs and how it's developing on their own. Like you're saying, you're getting more, you know, you're diving deeper into like Marcus and Richie and even Tina, which I like Tina.
I like Tina,
you know,
too.
Super feisty Latina lady who at first was super bitter and resentful, but now like she's actually accepting love and change, and you can see how happy she gets. I'm like, I like that, bro.
She's one of my favorites.
For her. Yeah, me too. Yeah. So she's at like at the cooking school, right, alongside Ibra. I forgot his name. And he kind of, where I'm at least, he kind of like stops going to the cooking school. So Tina's like kind of, you know, like she's just like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, like
trying to
figure out why he's not coming along, or a little worried. But seeing these characters go through what they're going through, sick. Yeah. And speaking of, because I'm not done with season 2, McKenzie brought up a good point. She asked me, she's like, so do you think there's a thing like between Carmi and Sydney? And,
yes.
And I'm like, I don't know.
What do you think, McKenzie?
I think there is, like, especially with how they left things in season 2 at the end. Like, you haven't gotten there yet.
No, please don't spoil.
I'm not going to spoil anything. Okay. But like, just some things that happened towards the end, I feel like is building up to a possible something. Like I don't know if they're gonna try anything, or maybe they just might kiss and then it's like awkward for a little bit and then they finally talk about it. I don't know, but
Mackenzie's shipping Carmi and Sydney.
I don't like ship them. It's just like I can see it.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you this much, okay? And we were talking about this off camera, but obviously Sydney has some kind of not obsession, but she is really interested in Carmi, because literally the second she goes and hands him her resume, because she was applying at the Beef at the time it was called, she was like, I know you and I know who you are. And he goes, oh really? She's like, yeah, you worked at the best restaurants, why are you here? So she knows who this guy is. So there's kind of this like her being intrigued, right? And I feel like it only grows as the show goes, because there's a point where she quit, right, the restaurant, and she was having a discussion with Marcus, and she was like, and Marcus was asking her like, okay, even though he sucks, like, be honest, like, he's the best food you've ever had. And she goes, yeah.
Yeah.
So you can tell like she kind of idolizes this guy, wants to learn more.
Yeah, she's
definitely got a little fan crush.
But I just don't see on the flip side Carmi kind of having that sentiment towards her. Like he does respect her. I think he thinks she's a little annoying and impatient, but I don't know like there's any kind of feeling towards.
I feel like he does have the idea of that she kind of idolizes him a little bit, you know, really looks up to him. So it's kind of that position for him, and he knows that. And then with her, I think it's I don't know. I think she just really has that drive to like want to be one of the best. So I think she just like no matter what, she knows being around him is like she's gonna learn so much.
Yeah, you know, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I mean, and there are little hints here and there of like romance and stuff, but with Carmi, it's like it's weird to see him try romance in that show.
He's such an awkward dude, super shy, like closed off.
Yeah.
But there are sparks where like he does kind of come out of his shell. He goes to a party with a girl that he used to know back in the day, and like you can see him telling stories and actually kind of excited.
Yeah,
so I was like, all right, good for him. Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
Yeah.
So season 3 is supposedly about to start filming this upcoming year. Shout out to them. It's the whole writers strike and stuff. So now that that's over, thankfully
stuff back in motion.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're gonna start filming, which I'm excited about. I might not even finish season 2. I might just wait low key.
So you can go right into season 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so far I'm loving it. It's definitely up there for the best things most intriguing things I've seen this year.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say it is top show for me this year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sick.
Yeah. But there's some other great shows that have come up this year.
Talk to me. Go ahead.
You know.
I'm excited about this
Kaisen.
one. Yes, sir. Jujutsu Kaisen, which is something I've been stressing. Dude, please do yourself a favor and go watch it.
Mm-hmm. You had been pushing. You and Munchies were both pushing me like when we were living with you guys, like that we needed to watch it. I remember you guys watching it, and McKenzie has been. She's like. I think her cousins have been telling her that she needs to watch it. So she's finally gotten me to just sit down and watch it.
Bro.
Yeah, I had to threaten him.
Oh, did you?
I was like, if we're not watching this right now, I'm gonna watch it without you.
That's terrible.
It did get to that point because I kept falling asleep sometimes.
That's a good ultimatum, though.
Yeah, it was a good ultimatum because it got me to sit down and watch it, and I am really glad she did because dude, I love it.
Okay, where do we start, bro? There's a lot to unpack in that one, and I'm glad that we can go deeper now. You know, initially I would just recommend it to people to go watch, but I'm glad we're here.
Yeah.
Start it off. Go ahead.
No, I think you should start it off. I think you should start it off.
Okay. So first of all, where are you guys at?
So we're about, I would say 5 or 6 episodes into season 2.
Okay, so I know season 2 is broken up into kind of a prequel where Gojo and his classmates were all students, right? Mm-hmm. And it was before the principal was even a principal. He was still a teacher. I forgot his name, but he's the dude who has the ability to bring things into life.
The puppet guy.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then it transitions into the Shibuya arc, which was something that's been anticipated for a long time. Before I even, because I don't read the manga, right? I'm just anime only for pretty much everything. A lot of people on Twitter and just social medias are saying like we cannot wait until Shibuya arc is animated. So I'm sitting there like, okay, I trust this. I trust the fans, and it's not disappointing so far, bro. It is insane. You said you're what, 6 episodes, right?
About.
You're into the Shibuya arc already?
Yeah.
Yes,
you just finished like the kind of the prequel stuff. Yeah. So real quick, what'd you think of the prequels? Gojo younger.
Yeah, it was nice to see Gojo younger.
It's kind of sick, huh?
He's got such like a funny like personality for being like, so gifted, I guess.
I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
He knows he's so gifted. Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to take anything serious.
Yeah. Because like, a lot of them are like, they have this ego of like, I'm the best. And like, they don't want to like almost interact with anyone. They kind of just want to keep to their own. But he's almost like he likes to have fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's a fun character. You were right when you said top character all time. Yeah,
for sure, he's up there. And there's still so much we don't know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Okay, on the flip side, one of his best friends, Geto, right? Obviously, you saw season 1. Is he a curse? Is he a bad guy? Yeah. But now you're seeing the prequel. He was his best friend. Yep. So what is that about in your opinion? What do you think is going on?
That is, well, he's kind of off on his own little ideas right now, right? Okay. He has the idea that the only people that should exist are jujutsu sorcerers. Right. So he's trying to wipe out everyone else. And it kind of is like, how did it get to that point that like, but you see it build up to that point. That's why they showed the prequel.
Exactly.
So it's you kind of see just like what built up to that snapping point for him.
Yeah.
And it really, it was, I'm glad they did that, because in the first season I was confused, curious. I thought he was a curse.
They make it seem like it. Yeah,
I thought he was a curse. So to know that he's a sorcerer changes the whole dynamic of his character.
For sure. I think the best part about Geto, he's definitely one of my favorite characters alongside Gojo. I think it's just how real that decision making process is of, okay, I'm a sorcerer, and you know, it's my obligation to protect all these people, but I'm having these bad thoughts. And he even talks to another student about it. That one girl, I forgot her name. She's only shown up like once so far. It's like a blonde girl. Towards the end of the prequel section, he's talking to her, and she's like, well, there's a decision you got to make. And he's like, yeah, I know, but like, this is tough. I'm not feeling the same. I feel kind of guilty. So he still has a conscience. He felt guilty. He's like, should I, like, what decision should I make?
It's funny how casual that conversation was.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, like,
because he's talking about wiping out like humanity pretty much. And she's like, well, what do you got to do? Like, yeah.
But logically, it makes sense. But there's the issue of morals that was still kind of holding him back. I think personally, the morals is what was holding him back. But then he gets to that point where he's like, nah, everyone's a monkey. I'm going to eliminate them. And he just goes off and does his thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to know that going into the second part of season 2. Which, which is, that's the Shibuya arc. Yeah.
That girl you're talking about, she was also in that one episode where she was introduced to Toto. Like the really big buff dude.
Yes.
The one who's like, what's your type in girls?
Oh, yeah, my God.
That's where he got introduced to Jujutsu.
Okay, sick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right. I see.
Shout out McKenzie, thank you. Toto, which another fantastic character.
Yeah, he's a funny character. I love Toto, man.
Toto.
That's my best buddy.
That's my best friend.
Brother.
That's my brother.
He's like, we went to the same middle school. You just like, no, we didn't, bro. Like, I don't know you. He's like, bro, I know you since birth.
He was so
We're
funny.
like this, bro. We're twins. And Yuji's like, no, we're not, bro.
So funny.
Who's your type? Jennifer Lawrence? That's my brother.
This is my brother.
That's my guy. He does, yeah. So, but it's crazy. This show is so good at showcasing like unserious moments, but like super high power attached to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Toto is like super OP with his power. He like claps and he can like transport himself to different areas and like shift in time and space.
He's the humor in this movie is hilarious, bro. I think it's the funniest anime I've seen.
It's good, right?
So because I think you mentioned to me that it was originally supposed to be like a mockery of anime.
Kind of, making fun of anime and just taking all like the stereotypes and stuff like that.
You can like definitely see that layer of like thinking behind the humor, because they take like just like things you see in anime a lot and they kind of like turn it on its head to make it like how we think it's cheesy sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
They like point that out. It's really good.
Yeah.
I remember there was one moment where one of the curses is explaining his power. Yeah. And he's saying like, because I just explained this power to you, it's going to take even less time to like kill you or something like that.
Exactly. So those long monologues of describing power, it's like, dude, just get to it. So they make fun of it. That's a good point to make. So overall, like, story's great so far. I'm not caught up yet. As of this recording, there's still more episodes coming out. And I can't wait till you guys get to where like Ramon and I are at, because it gets insane. Like the fights, the animation, like the story gets insane. And there's still more to it. Real quick, one guy I do want to mention, which is probably top 3 in this anime, is what's his name? Toji. Do you guys remember Toji? He is kind of the guy who killed Gojo in the prequel.
Remember Megumi's dad?
Exactly. Yeah. This guy is crazy, bro. He has no curse energy, but his physical like abilities in itself is what carries him.
Ridiculous, dude.
It's insane.
It was fun watching him on the screen, because you're just like, this guy is an absolute savage, bro. Like absolute savage.
Yep. And the turn of events where Geto's about to take what's her name's hand and take her back, because she was about to make the decision to like transform into the new I forgot what the guy's name is. She's basically giving up her body right to the school, but then the guy comes over and just unloads a bullet into her head, and she dies, and Geto's looking at her like
his eyes are twitching. He's so mad,
bro. That was a crazy like just plot twist. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
that
this
fight goes
crazy.
hard too after that.
I'm telling you. I'm glad you guys are watching this anime. So far, what do you think? Like, where would you rank it amongst other stuff that like you've watched?
Dude, it's my top anime.
Is it?
It's my favorite anime I've watched. So
it's Demon Slayer that you've watched.
Yeah, I think it tops Demon Slayer for me a little bit. I think it's got it's just got a lot of things from little different animes. Like I see a little bit of Naruto in it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, I just like the demon aspect of Demon Slayer and just like, I don't know, just darker energies, I guess. Yeah. It has the darker energy to it. And humor, bro, is so funny. Like it's such a funny anime. So I do look forward to watching it every time we put it on. I do fall asleep sometimes. McKenzie will point out I fall asleep, but that's after at least one episode.
That's terrible.
So, but I love it, dude. I do love it. What about you?
Man, it's such a like. It's a more recent anime, so I have bias there, recency bias. But just in terms of writing, in terms of detail, like attention detail, right? Characters, just all this combined, dude. It's up there. Yeah. It's got to be at least top 5. That's controversial as is.
You've seen more animes than me.
I've seen quite a few. Top 10 for sure.
Yeah,
probably. I might get killed for that, but it's probably top 10 as of right now. It's really good.
Yeah.
Above Demon Slayer, yes, as of right now, just because Demon Slayer's last season was kind of lackluster. We talked about it, season 3, obviously. It's not above Attack on Titan, which is something I do want to talk about right quick before I wrap this up. Attack on Titan, as I've mentioned these past episodes, it dragged on a lot for this ending. They were making us wait a long time, and the time's here. Mm-hmm. It ended. It's done. Initially, I wasn't a big fan of the ending. I was not. I was like, really? What's the point of this? I'm not going to spoil it because I hope this is another one you guys watch. Yeah. I guarantee you guys will like this one too. Okay. I guarantee you.
I've been watching it.
I know. But I promise you, if you stick with it, it gets really good. Anyways, but because the writing, you would love the writing.
Yeah.
Because there's like time travel, paradox and stuff that goes on. Okay. Anyways, ending I did not like at first. However, I went back and kind of revisited some episodes and did some research, and it makes a lot of sense. So
it makes sense.
Yeah, this 10-year journey of this anime came to a close. I'm happy with it. Yeah. There are reports that there's another ending being created by fans, though. It's like a retelling of the ending, which is actually going to get its own animation too, which is actually kind of interesting. I don't know how that works, and I don't know if it's going to get copyrighted too or anything, because fans are making like
it's like a fan made thing too.
Fan made, but it's going to get animation and like funding and stuff, which is, I don't know.
That's cool. I hopefully they don't get sued.
Yeah, right. So, but no, to wrap it up, Attack on Titan, beautiful anime from beginning to end. I would have changed a couple things. I still have some critiques, but I honestly probably like a 9 out of 10 anime.
Okay.
Everyone's got to go watch it. Please go watch it. Yeah. It's a deep story, deep lore, but at the end, it's all worth it.
I think eventually I'll get through that one. I've given it a couple tries. Eventually I'll get through that one for sure. It's probably going to be the next one.
I promise you, bro, you're going to love the writing. Yeah. I promise you.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. So there's a lot of things we watched.
Ton of things.
Some are good, some are bad. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to go through whether we recommend it, whether we don't, quick little reason why, and let's have fun with it.
Yeah. Going to go through a bunch of things that came out, not necessarily just movies.
That's right.
Could be anything entertainment related.
Exactly.
Albums, movies, shows.
Exactly.
Etc.
And we're not going to get too deep into them, so let us know in the comments what you guys think about these certain projects, and then we'll go from there. Have a discussion,
whether you guys would recommend or not.
Exactly. Start it off. What do we got first?
So first up, something that we mentioned in our Rotten Tomatoes game from Martin Scorsese, his newest film, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yep.
3 hours, 26-minute runtime.
That's right.
But how did you enjoy it?
So I was a little nervous. The second I sat down, I'm like, I'm locked in. I have to watch this movie now. My homie, I watched it with Ramon and Connor, and he reminded me, dude, this is 3 hours and like 3.5 hours. I'm like, damn, was this a good idea, bro? Yeah. I'm tired. Like my back hurts. Oh my God. I don't know. I was nervous at first.
I was too, actually. Yeah.
The reason I wanted to watch it though was Leo, obviously, and then Robert De Niro.
Dude.
I'm like, okay, this is going to be a sick duo. Mm-hmm. Was it good? Yes. There's a lot of history to it. The Osage clan in Oklahoma. It was during a time where there was a bunch of murders of their clan, women specifically, because the men were marrying into this family and finding ways to kill them off in order to inherit, their money and stuff. Very deep, story.
Yeah.
Very deep story.
I had never heard about it before.
I didn't either. So I'm glad that I watched this movie. You know,
Me too.
Brought that about, but I liked it. It was a long movie, but Leo's performance, phenomenal. Robert De Niro's performance, phenomenal.
Phenomenal, dude. He did a great job.
Dude, I hated him towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that I hated him.
He brought it, bro. He really brought it. He did a good job. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I liked all the characters personally. I liked Molly, I think was her name.
Yeah.
Molly. I think her performance was beautiful too.
It was.
And I liked all her siblings
very
as well.
Subtle, but very good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's just the story was deep. Story was deep. And then I loved the ending of this movie. Let's talk about that too, real quick. It was kind of like breaking the fourth wall, where they're kind of giving a summary of what happened, kind of at this play style, event. And then Martin Scorsese comes out to the stage and kind of gives the very final sentence, the final sentiments. I think that was sick.
Dude, that made it so much more memorable for me for some reason.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that ending. It was like a perfect touch to that end or to that movie. It just, I don't know why. I've seen something like that in movies before.
Yeah.
Where it didn't really it almost probably confused me.
Yeah.
But this time I really liked how they did it. It really made it a beautifully wrapped up
for
film.
sure.
Yeah.
And I went by and did some research, and apparently this story is super it just hits home to him a lot. Something he holds dear. And he said that it was a movie that he wanted to make for a long time. Right. So I guarantee you that there's going to be a director's cut or an extended version where it's 4 hours. He said there's so much stuff that he could have added to.
Yeah. You could tell he was passionate about it.
Super.
For sure.
It's a movie that I wasn't expecting to even watch.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying?
Martin Scorsese being the director and the cast actually too.
Yeah,
definitely.
facts. Shout out to the cast.
Yeah. Kind of made me go see it. It being another Martin Scorsese film, but I feel like Martin Scorsese telling this story, because it has a lot of elements from other movies he's told, even his gangster films and stuff like that. Yeah, facts. It felt like one of his movies that was just a perfect way to tell this story. It just fit perfectly for some. I had high expectations because it was Scorsese, but I actually really liked it. I actually liked it a lot.
Okay, so recommend?
I would recommend.
I would too. I would too. And it'll be a little different watching at home. You can pause. You can do whatever you need to do in between. You don't got to sit there full time.
Yeah.
I personally enjoyed the entire thing. The pacing was good. I even though it was a long movie, I was like, okay, this is cool. It's moving along.
If it was one of those movies that I watched across a couple social studies classes, they took the day to watch it, I'd be pretty happy.
Facts. Actually, that's a good point. They should show this in school.
Yeah, it's a good history. I had never heard about it. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. For sure.
Same. For sure. What we got next?
Moving on to another killer movie, bro. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Wait, real quick, McKenzie, would you recommend this?
Brain shut off, you're not really thinking about what you're watching. It's entertaining.
Okay, yeah. Valid.
If you're not thinking about oh, why is he going into his dreams? What's going on there?
So it's a let it happen kind of movie. Just let it happen and just watch. Okay.
Yeah.
So would you recommend?
If you put it on, do stuff in between.
Interesting.
It's funny because I feel like it is that kind of movie, but it tries to be a movie that really wants you to pay attention to why is he in these dreams with all these kids and all these it tried to get intricate with the storytelling, but it just fell flat kind of.
So did you play the games, or are you familiar with the lore at all?
I've played them a little bit. Yeah. I think we played the VR one when...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Jordan and Josh came over. They had the Oculus. Yeah. There was a VR version.
That was a good one.
Yeah, bro.
I've played them. Okay. Not super know much about the lore or anything, but I've played them a little bit.
Yeah, so it's a super deep lore, right? I was excited for this movie more so because I knew it's been in production in and out of studios for 10 years. I might be wrong. It's been a long time, at least 2013, seriously? 2014.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just different studios picked it up and then they dropped it, picked it up, dropped it. So it was kind of just in this weird limbo state.
Josh Hutcherson was originally supposed to be the kid in this movie.
That's insane, bro. Is that a fact?
I don't know.
Oh, I was about to say, no way. Because I was thinking about it, maybe. Nah, how old is he? No, there's ain't no way. But... yeah, so I wonder who would have been the main character back then in 2013 if that's the case.
That's funny.
He's in his 30s, right?
Yeah. I think he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so what this movie, like you were mentioning, fell flat. There's so much lore that they tried actually explaining. It's because they're trying to take, lore from all the games as well as there's books as well.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Wow,
And
okay.
so there's so many different, mediums that they try to tell the story, but they tried bringing it into 1 hour and what is it, 1 hour and 30 maybe? I don't know how long it was. It wasn't too long. And it was just too much, too jumbled, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like the way they went with it. I like the lore. I like the game. So I grew up playing them, obviously, so I'm a fan, but it's just...
Seems like one of those things that would have been better off as a series, probably.
Dude, honestly, yeah, as a TV show.
Yeah.
Low key.
Yeah, because like if there's that much lore to it, then you can't, an hour and a half, you can't fit everything, especially for it to like make sense or anything like that too. So would you recommend it? Would you recommend Five Nights at Freddy's?
Okay, so there's 2 things I liked about this movie. Okay. Realistically, only 2 things. Number 1 is the animatronics themselves. It's super iconic. You got Freddy, Bonnie. You got the animatronics that people know. Like even if you haven't played the games, you think of Five Nights at Freddy's, you think of the bear. Mm-hmm. So it's cool seeing them up there move and stuff. It's kind of creepy, honestly. Yeah, I like that. Number 2, I like the villain of the movie. Yeah, Shaggy or what's his name? Why I'm always spacing his name. He was in Scream, the very original Scream. He was the Scream, right? He was the Ghostface. Yes. And so if you actually go back, I was watching this like YouTube video essay about it. His performance of Five Nights at Freddy's was very reminiscent of his performance as the killer in the original Scream. He did a lot of like playback to him. So I'm glad they got him as the villain. Yeah, that's super sick. I'm cool, like, I like this. For that, absolutely. For sure. Yeah. So he kind of went back to his roots of playing that.
And I like him too. I wish he'd acted more stuff, honestly.
Yeah. I'm not too familiar with like much of his work. Yeah. Besides Scooby-Doo.
I mean, just Shaggy and freaking Scream, man. Just those 2 characters. He's a very good like, I don't know, kind of like Jim Carrey, where a very animated actor. Yeah, sure. I think he's got that. He's got that like locked in. So I feel like they should find him some more roles.
Yeah. Would I recommend? I'm on the fence. It's yes, because like if you're a fan and you just want to watch him up there, go ahead and watch it, but don't take it too serious. But then again, it's also a no, because it's like it's just not the best horror film. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of fans don't like it anyway, so I shouldn't be saying if you're a fan. I mean, I guess it's 50-50, but I don't know. Don't take it too serious, I guess. Yeah. Is my final verdict.
I can't give a solid opinion because I did fall asleep at some point in the movie. God. Once they became friends with the animatronics, I passed out because I was like, what else am I supposed to watch? I don't know.
That was lame.
I completely fell asleep right after that.
That was lame.
But from what I saw up to that point, I thought it was actually decent. Yeah. It wasn't anything super special. Yeah. But I felt like it was like a little more solid than I expected it to be, actually. Yeah. Okay. But still, I don't think it's like, if you've played Five Nights at Freddy's a decent amount, maybe I'd recommend it to you just to watch it,
Pretty much.
But other than that, I don't know.
Cool. Do you know who Markiplier is?
Yeah.
The YouTuber? He was actually supposed to be the very first character in that movie, the security guard. Yeah. He was supposed to play that character, but there's like issues with scheduling and stuff. But
yeah, he's making his own movie right now.
Yeah, he is making his own movie. So shout out to him. But it would have been cool to see him, because that's who I grew up watching too, like play these games.
Yeah. Do you know Corey X Kenshin?
Yes.
I love him.
Yeah, so exactly. And they had a bunch of other YouTubers as like the employee of the month. Like there's like all those pictures and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of YouTubers who actually played the game. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So they kind of gave nod to the community who actually made the game super popular.
That's sick. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What else we got?
Let's move on to Hunger Games, the newest Hunger Games. I should have put the whole name in here. Do you know what's the whole name of the movie, McKenzie?
It's like the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Okay, sick. I did not watch this movie. However, my roommate, shout out Ben and Maya, watched it. They weren't super. I don't want to say they weren't super happy. It just wasn't the best. They're big Hunger Games fans. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you guys obviously have seen the movies.
I do like Hunger Games. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
I saw that there wasn't great reviews on it. Yeah. So I kind of like had lower expectations, and I came out really pleasantly surprised, bro. Okay. I actually really liked it. Okay. And I was recommending it to quite a few people after I saw it, honestly. Mm-hmm. It follows Snow, who's not like a great character. He's like kind of a villain-esque character, or he becomes that at least. Mm-hmm. But you see his like why that is in this movie. And it's fun to follow him, in my opinion, because you never know what he's gonna do. His morals aren't exactly there, so like they kind of are there, but like there's times where he kind of like doesn't do exactly, you know, what he's been doing the whole time. So it's kind of fun to watch because you're like, when is this guy gonna like turn the corner? Yeah, when he's gonna snap. So I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it, and I actually recommended it to quite a few people. Actually, I was like, and I do like Hunger Games. It's always it's a good setup for a movie to just have a bunch of people go into a arena and fight.
That's what I originally really loved about the first one, just the concept itself. McKenzie, you read the book for this movie.
Yeah. Okay. I really like the Hunger Games. Like, all of it. Like, I just like it a lot. And the movie, I feel like, shows a lot of behind, like, where the Hunger Games even came from, like whose idea was it to make these games.
For sure.
And seeing how it started and how far it came to when Katniss is in the games is like so crazy, because like the 10th annual Hunger Games is when we see Coriolanus as President Snow. Yeah. And he is like helping his candidate. Yeah. And it's a small little arena that they're in. And that's like so different from where like Katniss and Peeta are competing. Like,
it's cool to get that lore to the Hunger Games themselves to see where the Hunger Games started, and then like where we saw Katniss at, because Katniss is in like, it's this whole controlled dome with like
they can create their own biomes now. Like that's, and like their own like mutations, their animals that they send in. Like that's really
that's
cool
crazy
to see.
Okay, I like that.
The very beginning of like all the stuff that they implement later on.
Yeah, like originally in this movie, because this is like takes place during the 10th annual. Like McKenzie was saying, like,
which is how many years before?
So
do you know
74.
74.
Or no, 64. Sorry.
64 I'm like,
years.
Okay.
Yeah. Because theirs is the 74th.
That's insane. Yeah. That's crazy.
And it's literally in the 10th one, it's just this like dome. It's literally like this small dome like that. It would probably end in like an hour.
Maybe a soccer field.
Like it's that small.
Yeah, small. And then it's like just covered concrete.
It's like a gladiator coliseum.
That's crazy.
And where they all just like fight to the death right there. So it's completely different. I liked it. It gave me a lot of like backstory to Hunger Games, and especially to Snow, which, you know, you going into it, he's not a good guy.
For sure.
I mean, it's interesting though. Yeah. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So you would recommend then?
I do recommend it, especially if you're like a Hunger Games fan. Yeah. And like even some of the songs that are in the movie, like I didn't like the books because the songs were like they were words, and I just thought it was so dumb. I wouldn't even read them. I would just skip over it.
Oh, so wow. She would sing them out loud.
That's probably why I didn't like the book as much, because I'm like not actually getting the impact of whatever the song's about.
For sure.
But there's the Hanging Tree song that Katniss sings, you know, in the first Hunger Games movie. Snow's candidate or victor, that's what they're called? Yeah. Snow's victor is the one who wrote that song, and so hearing Katniss sing that was like, just, I don't know, I'm like fangirling now, but like I'm like just thinking about how he felt when he heard that song again after not hearing it for 64 years.
For sure.
Like that's probably why he like targets so much on Katniss.
Interesting. Okay. So you would recommend?
I didn't even think about that.
Okay. Yeah. So super rapid fire question. Okay. Don't even think about it. Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, best book to movie adaptation.
Oh, go.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I haven't read Lord of the Rings. I haven't seen the last Lord of the Rings either.
I haven't read all of the Lord of the Rings. I've only read Hobbit, but I do know that they did a really good job with their movies.
Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, or Hunger Games.
Harry Potter's pretty solid.
Harry Potter's
I really like Hunger Games though. It's just like a story that I don't know. Like I said, they all go into an arena and fight. It's pretty. It's crazy. It's always going to be interesting.
For sure.
So.
For sure.
I do love the Hunger Games though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah. So recommend awesome. For sure.
All right. Bet.
Moving on to another movie that me and McKenzie saw recently actually was Priscilla.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. I want to get into this. I didn't watch it, but I heard a lot of differing opinions.
Yeah, I liked it. It was an A24 movie.
Yeah.
About Priscilla, who was married to Elvis.
Right.
Elvis's wife. Married him when she was super young. They started seeing each other when she was like 14.
That's crazy.
And he was like 24 at the time. So it's it is an interesting story, and you get a lot of different sides of Elvis that you've maybe never seen before in the movie. But it's a good movie. Her performance, it's Kaylee Staney, I want to say.
Okay,
is her name.
Yeah,
plays Priscilla, and it's like, so not to break down or spoil the story too much, but she doesn't really have like a whole, like, to be Elvis's wife, it sounds like this grand thing, like, oh my gosh, I'm Elvis's wife, like, like glamour, Hollywood, lifestyle. And she kind of lived this very subdued life, like living in Elvis's house, basically, just like kind of being his housewife that just kind of walks around his house, honestly, and doesn't really have a say in too much. So it was a really interesting story that I never had heard about.
That's what I was gonna get at. Like, I growing up with knowing Elvis, it being a household name and stuff, I never really knew about his wife, or didn't think she had this kind of life for it to be turned into a movie.
Yeah, no.
So that was interesting to me.
I didn't either. I had never heard this story before. I mean, obviously everyone had, but like this is, you wouldn't expect this. They were together for a while, so yeah. But she did end up divorcing him. That's a spoiler, but
spoiler alert.
No one. That's historic, right?
You can't spoil historical events, right?
Okay, good. Not spoiler then. But whatever. She, Kaylee Staney, she did a good job. It's just like a really subtle performance. Like,
I think it is Spaney.
I'm sorry, Spaney. Kaylee Spaney.
Thank you.
She did a good job. It's just like you can see in her face when she's sad. Like, it's a lot of close-ups on her, just like kind of reacting to the world that she kind of somehow got thrown into. Yeah. I mean, she's a 14-year-old that's like dating Elvis Presley. And Elvis Presley's famous at this point. Like, famous.
Yeah.
So the way the story progresses is just so crazy. Like, because I was thinking about my sister this, like, that whole time. I mean, she's 15 now.
Either way, but close.
Still,
close.
I'm like thinking, would my parents allow any of this? No way. Like, it was just so insane to me that they.
It was so much in Elvis, playing an Elvis card a lot with the parents.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. It's Elvis, gosh. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
that's how it got by.
Exactly. That's the only reason it got by.
It really is.
It's just because of his name and what at the time he had achieved.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Fame, fortune. They thought it was like some kind of security, I'm sure. So.
Exactly, dude. So it is an interesting story, one that I had never heard about or knew about, and I was glad we went and saw it. I liked the movie a lot.
Sick. So recommend?
Would recommend for sure.
McKenzie?
Yeah, I feel like it's important people do watch the movie, especially if you are a fan of Elvis or like know about Elvis, because like the things that went on were just not all right.
Okay. Yeah, it gives you a deeper sense of
it does
who he was.
Yeah,
for
especially
sure.
after the Elvis movie where it's like totally like,
glorifying.
Ballsy move to release him.
Shout out A24 for doing that then.
Yeah, for real.
They're very lucky
sick.
timeline wise that Priscilla came out after Elvis did.
Do you think if this movie came out first, it would have affected the the results of Elvis and how that movie did?
I feel like it would. But I feel like people would still go see it
for sure,
especially if they're like a big fan of Elvis. Okay. Like, it's kind of hard to make that switch, or like sometimes people excuse certain behaviors because they just like music.
For sure,
more.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I just wonder how many people went and saw this movie, and I hope people do go see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
sick.
I think they should.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check this one out then.
Yeah. So
good one.
What, we want to move on?
Yeah, why not?
What are we moving on to?
Let's do Spider-Man, Insomniac Spider-Man 2. Go play it next. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's that good. Like, I don't know if you've ever played the Spider-Man. Have you guys ever played Spider-Man? Yeah. Insomniacs, though, like, specifically.
No, I don't think so.
So the first one came out PS4, and they're all like Sony exclusives, right? So it was like Peter Parker, obviously, you know, the story. The second one that came out was supposed to be a DLC, but they decided to make it its own game. It's the Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Okay.
In this story, Peter Parker goes to Europe on vacation with MJ. So then Miles has to be the Spider-Man to kind of step up and watch it while he's on vacation.
Interesting. Okay.
And then this game is a culmination of both those stories, 2 different character arcs coming together to stop kind of one force and kind of play off of each other. Beautiful story. Like the writing's amazing. I actually, this is one of probably my favorite Spider-Man stories. There's so many different renditions, obviously all the comic books. I haven't read too many comic books, but after doing all like the research and just watching different videos about it, I think this one is up there, bro.
Really?
Gameplay is insane. There's just so much to unpack from it. I love Miles and his character.
So is Miles and Peter Parker in this one?
Both of them.
Do you play as both of them?
Yes. And it's kind of like if you play GTA 5, I'm sure you have, you can switch between the characters willingly.
Okay.
And it's like a super quick change. Literally, it drops you out of Peter, puts you into Miles.
Oh.
It's like you get to pick which Spider-Man you want to play as.
So are they both like doing missions at the same time?
So like I said, it's a culmination of both their stories. They both have their own story arcs. However, there's a third story arc where it's both of them together.
Okay.
So basically, Peter's kind of like a mentor to Miles, obviously, kind of showing him the ropes and teaching him what it means to be Spider-Man, how to get better, the lessons, you know, stuff like that. The main villains in this game, bro, Venom. Beautiful, bro. Venom in this game is sick.
Yeah.
It's like super comic book accurate and it's so dope. Kraven the Hunter, which I'm sure a lot of people aren't familiar if they're not like, you know, reading the comic books or anything. He hasn't been in any of the 2 like
there's a movie coming out soon of Kraven, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, right? Mm-hmm. So a lot of people aren't like too familiar, but insane. This guy in this game is sick.
Yeah.
Super sick. Sandman. It opens up with Sandman in this game. Bro, I'm telling you, like the production that went into this game is sick. You got to watch gameplay if you don't play it.
I think I saw a little bit with Kraven and it looked really good.
Like literally you're fighting Sandman as he's like consuming all these buildings and it's like beautiful.
Really?
So yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Exciting,
it's a huge
dude.
recommend. Please go play if you can. If you don't have a PlayStation, go borrow one. Like I'm sure your friend has a PlayStation, go get one and then play this game.
Is it too much spoilers to get into like why you're fighting all 3 of those villains? 3 main villains.
Bro, there's a lot in here to unpack. Like Sandman, although he's not like part of like the whole game, there's like side missions you can do and whatnot. But you fight him at the beginning. Then you have like Kraven the Hunter, who is just fed up where he's at. There's no one there to beat him. He is the hunter. He can kill anybody, hunt anybody. He's like the fiercest warrior. He's like, I need a better playing ground, a new playing ground. So he heads to New York.
He's looking for a challenge?
Yes. Oh. He's looking for a challenge. And there, you know, like New York's full of all these different villains. The villains you played against in the first Spider-Man, he goes and hunts. He's like, I want to see if there's a challenge. And he goes and like kills them and stuff. Or at least tries, I should say.
Wow.
And then there's Venom, right? So in this game, Harry Osborn, right, Norman's son, best friends with Peter. Supposedly he went away, right, on vacation. That's what they told Peter and MJ. But turns out he was really sick. He had a very like deadly disease that actually killed his mother. And in order to heal him and keep him from dying, Lizard, who was working with Norman at the time, they found like a meteor with some kind of weird substance on it, like almost an alien. So they basically introduced it to Harry and put it on his body and it like consumed him, and they put him in like a test tube where he stayed there for like a year. So he's floating in this test tube while this like symbiote alien thing is consuming him. Turns out it's the Venom symbiote. Oh. So he comes out of the test tube and he's like, yo, what's up, Peter? Where you been at? And then Peter's like, bro, where have you been at? Like,
so that was Harry Osborn?
Harry Osborn, yes.
Is Venom?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has the symbiote like alien on him.
Okay.
And it gets crazy. There's a point where Spider-Man Peter ends up getting the symbiote suit, which is like the super classic black suit and stuff. And, you know, kind of like similar to the Tobey Maguire movie, the third one, something similar happens to where it alters his personality. He stops being like the Peter we know and starts getting more dark and stuff. So it's sick. But what's cool too about this is now you also see Miles's perspective. He's like, yo, that's not the guy I know.
Yeah.
So now Miles has to step up to like kind of bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Like Spider-Man's off doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing. Okay, I'm also Spider-Man. So now I got to go stop Spider-Man. So it's like Spider v Spider. It's pretty sick, bro.
Yeah, they're pointing fingers at each other.
Pretty much.
That's dope.
Would I recommend? Yes, bro. Please, like I say, go get it. Say you got to at least try.
I gotta play it. Is it PlayStation only right now? Is it on PC? Do you know?
I don't know actually. I'm not sure. It might be. I don't see why not. Yeah. I know it wouldn't be on Xbox for sure. Yeah. So it might be on Steam. Yeah, look it up if it is. Yeah, you're gonna have to check it out,
bro. Okay,
for sure.
Spider-Man.
Yes, sir.
All right, coming up next is an album I know Alex has not listened to, but
what is it? How do you know I haven't listened to it, bro? How do you know this?
It is the new Night Lovell album, bro.
Yeah, I have not listened to that. Shout out to Night Lovell though.
Yeah, bro.
I know it's something you even watched him in person, right? You saw him in concert.
Yeah, bro. I saw him in concert actually this year.
Yeah. Didn't you go? It was like Ski Mask and like all these other guys. No, or am I thinking different?
That was Grey Day last year. I went to see Snot. It was actually Snot and Night Lovell were performing.
Oh, sick. Okay, yeah, that's right.
And it was cool. It was at the Van Buren. It was a good performance. It was awesome. I'm gonna have to see him again though after this album. This album is called I Hope You're Happy. That's what it's called.
I hope you're happy, bro.
I hope you're happy. And but it's not like a happy kind of album by any means.
It doesn't sound like it.
No, it's very like dark tones and stuff like that. But his music is always kind of like that. But I just wanted to highly recommend it to people if you're kind of into like that kind of music, you know, like Suicide Boys, Snot, even Ski Mask I would put kind of in there. Night Lovell.
But it's like rap.
Yeah, it's rap. Yeah,
rap, okay.
Rap. He does some singing in this one too. Like he just has his whole artist image is really good. Like the way he dresses, presents himself, the way he like does his videos is very like cohesive with the way he looks and the way his songs are. He's just like a really good artist in my opinion. Like he really in every aspect of the way. So I really respect him a lot for that. I love his music and this new album. It's only like 29 minutes long or something like that.
I low-key like shorter albums.
Yeah, I do
whether it's
too.
like an EP or like, you know, like
I do too because it just came out yesterday and I listened to the whole thing like probably twice at least.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But I'll recommend a couple on there. One on there, Peekaboo, I was a big fan of.
Sick.
And there's another on there. I can't think of the name right now, but it's with Zilla Kami. Is featured on it. And dude, Zilla, he's one of those underground guys right now that I think he's on the come up, bro.
Okay.
When he goes hard in this song, bro.
Bars.
Yeah. Just the way he comes in and his voice and stuff. It's just like it's like, oh, Zilla's here, bro. Like it's just fun. Like he's a fun artist, bro. I really like Zilla. So
sick. I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah, Zilla Kami. I wanted to see him at Grey Day this year. I just got to the concert a little late, so I didn't see him. But
that's terrible.
It was awesome though. Grey Day this year was awesome.
Sick.
But highly recommend. I hope you're happy.
I hope you're happy, bro.
I
hope you were happy.
Yeah, that was one of my music recommendations this year.
Yeah,
which just came out yesterday. So
see, I don't really listen to that type of music, but I'm gonna have to check it out, especially if it's that short. Again, I don't like super oversaturated fatty albums, bro.
Super easy to get through.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Sick.
Yeah. Highly recommend.
Absolutely. Go listen to it.
Moving on though.
Yeah.
What do we got next? We got something that you wanted to bring up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So on the topic of music, bro. A couple. I'm not gonna get too deep into them. Number one, Chris Brown dropped an album. It's called 11:11. Very spiritual and stuff. Kind of his story. Super good, bro. Vibey. It's Chris Brown, as you know, but there's more like he's kind of doing more like Afrobeats music. So it's super good, bro. Like I just love that type of vibe. Super uplifting. Super good. His singing top tier. Chris Brown's up there. I don't care what anyone says. A vocalist, artist. I love Chris Brown. That's the dude.
He's got a good voice.
He does. Yeah. Controversial, I agree. Yes, obviously, but he's up there in terms of music. I like him. And then Tory Lanez actually dropped a deluxe album for Alone at Prom. I don't know if you ever listened to that album.
Really? I like Tory Lanez.
Yeah. He's in jail.
I know. I saw that. I just watched like a deep dive on that.
Did you?
Yeah, literally like last week or something.
Dude, yeah. I don't want to get into that situation, but yeah, he's in jail for who knows like how long. Something like that, bro. He's serving time.
I know.
And I guarantee you he dropped this deluxe album to get more money to pay for lawyers and stuff. I'm sure that's what he's doing. He's in prison. Like, And it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
So
because in college, bro, I was listening to him a lot.
Bro, yeah,
he has a good voice.
Absolutely. And I like how he does like his hip hop, his rap, and his singing.
It's all good.
So it's like just he's good in all those aspects. So who knows when we'll get more Torey Lanez music, considering he's behind bars. But this album's really good. It's more like it reminds me of like kind of the Weeknd's newer stuff. It's 80s pop, kind of Michael Jackson-esque, you know.
Nice.
In the deluxe album, dude, it's so good in the gym.
Yeah.
All right, if you ever go to the gym, bro, put this on. It's so nice. It's just a vibe, gets you going.
Nice.
So those two are kind of what I want to recommend. But I did want to ask you for your Spotify Wrapped, who was your number one artist?
Number one artist was Suicide Boys.
Was it?
Again.
Okay.
It was.
This was like last year too?
I think it was Suicide Boys. Suicide Boys, I think I started listening to mostly last year, maybe the year before also, but like really started listening to them last year.
Yeah.
So I think they were my top artists, and then I just more of the same this year. There wasn't a ton of stuff that really came out this year. I didn't feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, depending on who you listen to. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I was like in the top 2% for them.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Sick, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, if you had to guess.
Drake.
Yeah. Bro, it's been Drake from like, I don't even know how many years. Even before Spotify Wrapped, I'm sure if you go back to my albums and listens, it's just Drake.
There you go. Were you in like a top percentage?
3.
Really?
Top 3.
For Drake.
But it's crazy because there's so many listeners. it's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the GOAT. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I have my opinions on his newest album that he dropped, For All the Dogs. It wasn't really for all the dogs. I don't know who it was for.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like for me, when I heard For All the Dogs and the way he made it seem, it was like for all his old fans, like his OGs, like, oh, I'm taking it back to like the days, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really, you know.
What was more the vibe like?
It was really a culmination of different things, different styles, R&B, pop, like fun, you know,
kind of experimenting,
like drill, stuff like that, and like bangers, I guess. So obviously it was successful, but I have my, you know, opinions on it. It's still good. I mean, I'll still listen to it, but Drake number 1. That's
there
on
you
me.
go. All right.
Yes, sir.
Lovell was also in my top 5, I think.
Was he?
Yeah.
Sick.
Which he hasn't dropped an album since like 2019. So for him to be in my top 5 still, I like Lovell.
Shout out Lovell.
Lovell. Canadian.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was looking that up. I had no idea.
Yep.
He's out there with Justin Bieber, Tory Lanez, Drake, The Weeknd. Yeah. Canadian rappers.
They got us. They figured something out.
Yeah, something out in Toronto.
But so moving on, I guess to something that we just want to touch upon really quick. Yeah. Because it just got announced. Yeah. I'm sure everyone's going to be recommended it, but that's GTA 6 officially announced.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? So number one, it's releasing in 2025. Like, bro, GTA 5 came out in 2013, right? Dog, come on. Like, I was 13 years old playing GTA 5. Dude, I'm going to be 25, 26 playing. No, come on. Dude.
GTA 6 reminds me of like them saying when they were going to release Avatar, like waiting for that every year. Yes. It's like you hear it's going to come out every year, but it never comes out.
That's actually a good point. That's a valid point, bro.
Like I didn't think it was happening until I saw a trailer. Facts. And then I was like, okay, it's actually happening.
Yep. And what's funny is people were speculating, like, when's the trailer going to drop? They announced December 5th. Trailer's going to drop. However, they released it early because everyone leaked it. Yeah. Somehow, someone got a hold of it. They leaked it out. So they said, you know what? Since it's leaked, we're going to upload it now. Go watch it on Rockstar, like the YouTube channel. Within, I think, a couple hours, it broke 1 million. It broke records for the most viewed within like this time span.
People talk about it every single year.
I heard that the person who leaked it was one of the kids of someone at the company.
Yeah, okay, I read that too. I don't know. I didn't know like if that was true or not, but I did see that, which would suck for that guy or whoever the lady,
it's like
dude.
A really like main dude. Like,
ooh, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad for that person. Then that's terrible. But
it's good for us.
But it sucks because like how are they gonna discipline him? Would they discipline him because it wasn't his fault? Like it was his
kids gotta go in
timeout.
Like,
I'm gonna
but
do this.
It's his fault for for the thing being accessed or easily accessed by his kid. It
true.
shouldn't be in a place where his kid could even have access to it. Yeah. Unless the kid snuck into the offices.
His kid was plotting. Like his kid really was like, I'm gonna
Evil
post
genius.
this.
I wonder how old he is. How old do you think this kid was?
I don't know how old he was.
Too.
Let's say he's a middle schooler.
It for clout. Like that's
what I'm saying.
reason.
Let's say he's a middle schooler. He's all, bro, I'm gonna get clout. I'm gonna show my homies at school, bro.
Dude, he's the talk of the school.
He's that guy.
He's that guy right
His
now.
dad's probably gonna get fired, but I'm that guy.
But he's that guy.
I'm that guy.
GTA 6, yeah. I don't know. What else was I gonna say about it? I lost my train of thought.
Taking place in Florida, it seems like.
So it's in Vice City, which is their Miami. Which I mean, did you ever play the original Vice City? GTA Vice City?
I actually didn't play. I mean, I'm sure with like a lot of kids, their parents didn't let them play GTA.
Out, bro.
But I did start playing it in college. I started playing GTA 5.
Sick.
That's when I started, though.
Okay. Yeah. So GTA 6 is going to take place in Vice City. So there was already a Vice City out. Okay. Came out a while ago on the PS2. Phenomenal game. Yeah, it's supposedly it's like the protagonist. It's actually the first female protagonist you can play as in any GTA, which is big for them. And there's two protagonists. It's kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde dynamic, which is kind of sick. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't think they've done that before.
Yeah, there was a shot in there that reminded me of Pulp Fiction a lot.
What, where they pull up with the guns and the mask? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. It looked like a diner almost.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So again, released in 2025, which is crazy. I mean, at that point, people got time to save up for a new console.
About it.
Yeah.
But it's dope. It looks great,
dude. So okay, another thing. Yeah, sorry, not to interrupt, but it's actually on the newest revamped engine, Rage 6, I think it's called. The GTA 5 was on Rage. GTA 5 and Red Dead was on Rage 5, I believe. Okay. And then Rage 6 is their new revamped engine. It does look
insane. It looks insane. And in the trailer, they took a lot of, news stories from actual Florida, news stuff. So it's funny. I saw a side by side where it shows the news story and the trailer.
Yep.
And they copied a lot of stuff just verbatim.
Exactly.
And made a montage in GTA. That's good marketing.
It is good marketing. And there's a guy who is suing Rockstar for using his likeness. It's a dude with a bunch of face tats. He calls himself the Joker or something like that. I could be wrong, but in the trailer there's an inmate who is face tats. He's got kind of similar tattoos. So this guy in real life is suing them for using his likeness, which
they should all be trying to get that coin. Because they used a lot of people. They just did. From kind of random videos and stuff. So.
Exactly.
But it made for a really good trailer.
Yeah. So are you excited?
Oh yeah, I am excited. Yeah. Okay. I am not well versed in GTA as most people probably are, but
have you ever played the Red Dead Redemption? Did you ever play that? Okay. Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2. Did you play that one?
Yeah. Okay. Solid games.
Beautiful games. Awesome games. I recommend. I know it's not GTA. Go play Red Dead Redemption 2, please. It's a beautiful story, and I hope one day they make it into a film. I think there's already been talks, supposedly, where cool. They would make a Red Dead Redemption film. But the Western, dude, it's a beautiful story. You got to go play that one. Those two games.
All those Rockstar games. They hit, bro. So there's a lot to look forward to. Obviously, there's going to be a lot for us to talk about. Hopefully, this upcoming year, 2024. I don't know. Have you seen anything that's anticipated for this year, McKenzie? You've seen anything?
Well, I was gonna say video game movie adaptation. They just released the Fallout.
Oh, good looks. Yes.
Damn. They just shout out. That's facts.
Fallout trailer, Fallout series trailer. Yeah. Oh, it looks good. Too.
It does. Hopefully, this does some justice to that series, because Fallout 76 was garbage.
Dude,
it was trash.
I played for 5 minutes probably. Yeah. And I don't know. It was so garbage. Yeah. Fallout 4 though. That's where I started.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, so you haven't played Fallout 3 or New Vegas?
I've played a little bit. Okay. I went back and played it because I love Fallout so much.
Fallout 4 was good. New Vegas is probably, in my opinion, the best Fallout game, hands down.
That's cool.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, taking place in Vegas. That's sick.
Yeah. Dude, you got to play one. But shout out McKenzie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not I don't know if I'm too excited. I'll check it out just because I like Fallout. Yeah. But I did see pictures of they had the big old Brotherhood of Steel suits, the big old mech suits. They look sick.
Dude, it looks good. It looks like a very grand show. Because you could have a story that's very small in the Fallout, following one character around, but it looks like they're doing a lot. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do.
Facts. So I guess that's anticipated. I don't know what else is coming out this upcoming year.
No, dude, I'm not, because like a lot of stuff that we probably would have seen trailers for probably got pushed because of the strikes that were going on.
Yeah.
So maybe people are waiting. There's a lot of stuff coming on in December, just in general as far as movies, but as far as 2024, we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's true. As of this recording, I think it's like Wonka, which I'm gonna go see. Yes.
Sorry, Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 3.
Oh, 3.
Yep.
Sorry. I
Sick.
forgot about the second one.
Oh, did you? Yeah, they time travel.
I forgot that one. Yeah. I do remember it now.
Okay, sick.
I'll be good.
Yep.
Deadpool movie. It's always a good year.
Yeah,
okay, so that's
Deadpool
facts. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, Deadpool 3 is going to be good.
I like that.
Wolverine, Deadpool. Hopefully they introduce, I don't know. We'll see how they do it. But
did you go see Napoleon or no?
No. Did you?
No, I didn't either.
Okay.
I was wondering.
I do want to check it out.
I do want to check it out too.
I haven't even actually heard anything of it. I haven't seen any reviews or.
I haven't either.
Is it even out?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
out.
sick.
It came out like on Thanksgiving, I think.
Oh, it was a November movie. Yeah, I do remember. No, I haven't seen
it. Another one that came out recently is called Poor Things. It's Yorgos Lanthimos. He made movies such as like The Lobster and this other foreign film called Dogtooth that I watched in NAU when I was at school there, which was my first film. But I just think it's a movie that people should check out because it's different, bro.
Okay.
Is it the one with Emma Stone?
Yeah, it's got Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo in it.
I've seen some clips of it.
Yeah, it seems like it's different. Like a movie that could take. I don't know. I think it could be. I haven't seen it, but it's something I want to see really bad.
Yeah. I mean, okay, sick. In light of the spirit, are you watching any Christmas stuff right now? And if so, what's your go-to
Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
real quick, just before we end things.
I love Jingle All the Way.
Okay.
I like that one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And Sinbad is in it
Interesting. That's an interesting choice.
That's a good one. Sinbad is so funny in that movie, bro. It's actually got the kid from not Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
Little kid Anakin Skywalker.
That's dope.
There's just so many funny like random jokes in that, and so many just funny situation. Arnold Schwarzenegger is funny in it, but Sinbad, bro. There's like this scene where they're like in this mail office and they're both trying to get the toy, right? The last toy for their kid, like Sinbad. And have you seen the movie?
I don't think so.
So no. Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger are fighting for this toy that both their kids really want.
Okay.
But it's like off the shelves, like flying off the shelves. So they both go to this radio station to try to win this toy that they heard announced on the radio, and they're racing there. And I don't know, Sinbad like threatens the radio guy like with one, because he's a mailman, and he just takes out one of his packages and he's like, I got a bomb. There's a bomb in this package. He threatens him with a bomb, and then they run out of the radio station, and then as he's running out, the place explodes, and he's like, there's actually a bomb in that box? This is a sick world we're living in with sick people.
That's crazy.
He just walks off, bro.
Sinbad
just does such a good job.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
See it,
all right, bet.
What about you? What about for the season? What kind of gets you in the spirit?
Dude, I love the Grinch, but specifically Jim Carrey. I think that's my go-to. I would just watch it at home with the family. You know what I'm saying? And then they came out with the animated one a couple years ago. That one was pretty good too. Grinch just in general, I think, is my go-to.
Interesting fact that I just saw on Twitter.
Okay,
actually.
Go ahead. Wait, hold on. X.
No. Wait, what about?
It's not Twitter no more. It's X. Let's get that right.
Thank you.
Elon Musk.
Sorry, Elon.
Exactly.
But on X recently. Actually, it was on TikTok. So this
is pointless. I'm just kidding.
So
cut.
But so the Grinch, that animated one that you just mentioned, is the highest grossing Christmas movie ever.
No, I don't believe it.
Ever.
And that's coming from like streams or what? What are they?
Like box office.
Really?
Yeah. Seriously.
Highest grossing.
Yep.
Damn.
Isn't that crazy?
And that just came out like not too long ago.
A couple of years ago. I think,
4 maybe.
I didn't
5.
See it, but
it's good.
I saw,
but there's no way.
It is, bro. The highest grossing.
I looked it up. It is.
Yep.
Okay. It's at
I thought that was the most random movie to be at the top.
Yeah.
It's at 526 million.
But even if that wasn't the case, what would you guess would be the highest grossing, highest rated Christmas movie?
I feel like Christmas movies are just not theater movies, you know? I feel like they're ones you put on at home. So it's hard for me to like think about that.
Yeah.
But like, I would say like Home Alone, probably.
Yeah, no, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
Probably like a classic like that.
Yeah.
Damn, The Grinch animated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might have been that Tyler the Creator inspiration. They
I
had
was
a
thinking
Tyler the
that
Creator
too,
song
yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Yeah, I thought that was so interesting. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah. Say, what about you, McKenzie?
Mine is Home Alone.
Okay, there you go.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
I
I
like
think
2 a little more.
I agree. I think 2's a little bit better. I think 1's more iconic, but 2 I think just hits a little different.
It's a little, they go like a little more extreme with everything.
Yeah, for sure.
They would definitely die.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, well, in light of the spirit, obviously the year is about to end. A lot was watched this year, a lot was talked about, a lot was planned, and now we get to do it again for this upcoming year, 2024. There's a lot to look forward to, as you can see on this table. It's probably my fault that I've been fidgeting with these a lot, so I'm so sorry if
they're
through
starting
the whole
to bend
video,
all over the place.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Through the whole time, I've been sitting here just messing with this, but as you can see, we got these cool stickers. Shout out to Curtis. Look at his shirt, bro. Real quick, just showcase this. Okay. So 2024 is going to be a year full of just presentation like this. We're talking merch, we're talking stickers, we're talking about goodie bags.
Yeah.
So please let us know what you guys would like to see. Let us know what you'd be interested in. I think this is super sick. I mean, Barbie inspired, and the film frat in itself. So I think this year was great, and I'm looking forward to next year.
Super solid year for Film Frat, bro. I think we made a lot of progress.
Oh, absolutely. What are you hoping for this upcoming year? Real quick before we end.
I think we really tuned in the show this year, and I think we're gonna kind of run with it from where we've gotten it to this point.
Absolutely.
And I think we gotten it to a really good spot that I'm excited to start doing stuff like this, really like promoting it to people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Telling them to go follow us and subscribe and just catch what we're doing.
Yep. And so that's the plan for this upcoming year. Again, we thank you so much for tuning in. For those who are enjoying it, for those who send feedback, thank you so much. I'm excited to see what else will come up this upcoming year. But to end the month, we hope you guys enjoy the holiday, stay safe, enjoy it with families.
Absolutely.
Watch all the best movies that you can, and spend time eating and just being around the family.
Absolutely. Thank you to McKenzie for guest starring on this episode.
Yep, absolutely. So
the voice of reason,
which she's been back there before, giving us insight.
Yeah, I'm normally just shouting like, "Hey."
Yeah, and we're like, what
was that?
What'd you say?
But now we can hear crisp and clear the details that we're missing.
So our next competition, we'll see how that goes. Okay. So I got you in that second half. I'm sorry. I'm still gonna brag about that.
No worries.
I won the first competition of the show. All right. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe. Stay out there. Have fun. Do what you can.
Peace out.
Deuces.